So in this video, I will talk a little bit about the gear sets and specifically how I've seen a lot of people build with gear sets in mind, because it seems to be a lot of people are missing a huge thing that comes with the gear sets. So if that sounds interesting, then let's get into the video. So I've been getting messages about the builds here and there, and some of them being gear sets, and even videos done by YouTube content creators that have like 50 or even 100,000 of views are doing a huge mistake when they are making their build using gear sets. So what am I talking about? So if we take a look here at the Negotiator's Dilemma, which is one of the gear sets a lot of people seem to run this way. So the 2-piece is 15 critical hit chance and the 3-piece 20 critical hit damage. Just taking a look at the 2 and 3-piece bonus, it seems pretty damn amazing, right? I mean, 15 crit chance, 20 critical hit damage. And then if we compare that to Providence, which is one of the most used brand sets, there you only get 20 critical hit chance and 15 critical hit damage for 2 and 3-piece. I mean, obviously, the Negotiator Dilemma gotta be better though, right? Because you get 15 critical hit chance and 20 critical hit damage. That's 5 more crit chance and 5 more critical hit damage. So I guess I'm gonna use 3-piece Negotiator instead of Providence. And that's where a lot of people get it wrong, because that's not the case. Providence is still stronger even if we don't take the named items into account. So why is that? So if you take a look at the gear sets, they only have one minor attribute compared to brand sets that always comes with 2 attributes. So if you are making a crit build, for example, you're gonna go weapon damage on the core attribute, and then you go critical hit chance or critical hit damage on the attribute, right? And a mod slot. But since you wanna go for both crit chance and crit damage, you're gonna miss one attribute out. So let's say we have this one maxed out with the critical hit chance at 6%, and you compare that to a Providence mask. Let's say this is 6 critical hit chance, so that's the same, but we're also getting 12% critical hit damage. Now that 5% extra critical hit damage from the 3-piece, it doesn't seem that good anymore, right? Because we actually got 12% with the Providence. That's 7% more critical hit damage. So when you see it that way, then you probably understand that 3-piece of this gear set is not worth. So the way gear sets are balanced in Division 2 is that they do get one less attribute, because they only want them to be mostly useful when you have the 4-piece. There are some different cases with this though, like if we take a look at, for example, Hardwire, it might be worth to go the 3-piece. Like if you only care about one attribute, then sure, it could be worth it, but it's still nothing I do recommend though. Like if you want to play gear set, you go 4-piece. Because if you're doing like a normal healer build with the Hardwire, for example, you want to have skill haste and skill repair on both her, but Hardwire only gives you one of the attributes, so unless you go in 4-piece, it's not gonna be worth, because you're gonna lose, I think it's 12% skill haste, yeah? So let's say it's 12%. I'm not a healer, so let's play with 12%. You're still just missing out too much, so it's not worth the sacrifice. And that's like a typical theme of all the gear sets. But I just thought I would make one video covering this, because I see a lot of people running 3-piece Negotiators as a crit build, and it's just not the way to run. Just a lot of people being confused here, watching some YouTube content creators that might have a good title or thumbnail, but they actually do lack the knowledge about how to build in the game. And this is just such a simple thing to see if you actually take a few seconds to understand the build. But anyway, just wanted to clear this out really quick here, because I got a lot of questions about that. So yeah, I hope you guys found this video useful, and if you are interested in more Division 2 guides and videos, make sure to hit that subscribe button. See you guys in the next one.